Hey everyone, welcome to MMORPG.com's Wayback Wednesday. I'm your host, Rob Lashley, and tonight we're featuring Everquest. I have with me producer Thom.
Hello, everybody.
And we also have, it's a big title, assistant lead designer Julie Burness.
Hello.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, perfect.
Good, because I know Tom's always throws me for a loop, so I just want to make sure I got yours right too.
My name, Thom, that's not very difficult.
Yeah, well, it's the H.
Oh, gotcha.
It throws me for a loop. Anyways, Thom, do you want to tell everybody what it is that you actually do on Everquest?
Well, my title is producer. So basically what I try to do is settle any arguments between designers and artists and programmers. I'm the guy that hopes to keep the bus or the train on its rails. We come up with plans for the year, and I monitor a lot of the business side. So I'm looking for the game to stay profitable, for us to put in as much rich content as possible throughout the year, and assist every team member as best that I can. Make sure that they have all the tools that they need to keep the game going and keep their all of their skills by putting content in the game at its highest capacity. So, go ahead.
So when Julie, Josh, and Adam get into fistfights at the office, you're the one that has to break them all up.
Pretty much. I got these cool battle tanks that I let them fight against, and they shoot lasers at each battle tank, and if they get hit, it shocks them on the controller. So they get a nice shock, and it's a way to settle differences.
Painful.
Doesn't do a lot of damage, but causes a lot of pain. That's a great way to go about doing it. So, all right, thanks, Thom. Hey, Julie, do you want to introduce yourself to the crowd and let them know what it is you do as the assistant lead designer?
Yeah, well, Thom already gave away most of my position. I just fight all the time with my coworkers. Pretty much a little bit of everything on EverQuest. That's what's so special about the game. A lot of content, a lot of quests, a lot of raids, a little bit of AAs. Pretty much everything that goes into the game I get to work on, so that's really fun.
All right, well, thanks for those answers. I appreciate it. And for those of you guys that are watching and girls that are watching, you'll notice that we're higher level characters. I believe Ghost here is level 100, and that's because EverQuest just came out with it, I believe it was your 19th expansion? Mm-hmm. 19th expansion, Reign of Fear. So do you guys want to tell us about what's going on as far as the lore and the storyline that's kind of the overriding narrative for Reign of Fear?
Sure, I'll kick off. Julie, jump in and assist me where I start to get off the rails. So this is our 19th expansion. The game launched in 1999, so we have 14 years of just rich content, probably more than any other game that you'll ever play. But our 19th expansion, which is the Reign of Fear, kicks off from where we left off with the Veil of Alaris expansion last year. This is the third expansion in a series of a story that we started with the House of Thule expansion. So we talked earlier in the year, or actually earlier last year.
I believe it was April of last year.
So we were running through the Veil of Alaris expansion. That was the second after House of Thule, and this is the third. So what players are experiencing is there was a big fight for control. We had the new Alaran race that was introduced to the game, and a new god that which was called the Triumvirate. He actually has taken over the power of Khazak Thule, and the players have now have defeated the Triumvirate, releasing all of Khazak Thule's power into the sky, big explosion, and it started to rain down in the form of shards. So there's a big race for power, and players are going in to collect the shards and balance out the world of Norath. So they're being sent on missions and tasks to go collect the shards. So that's kind of where we start off.
Okay, so I see a door in front of us. And
Don't
this,
click on it.
yeah, I know this is probably supposed to be a stockade, but it actually looks like a split straight razor. For whatever reason, I see that. It just,
Yeah.
that's horrible. It says
Oh.
about my mind, the way it works, I guess. But I was like, what, I got a razor cut in half? Oh, those are stockades.
What do you see in the bottom picture?
I see an eye.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I just threw some ink on a piece of paper here on the ground. What do you see?
I see handcuffs.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we designed the game just perfectly then.
Alrighty.
So we're actually in the city of Bronze now, which is a zone from our last expansion, Vale of Alaris, but it also leads us to the base zone, I guess you could say, for Reign of Fear, which is Shard's Landing.
Okay.
So the Shard's Landing is the hub zone to the new expansion. It is we're going to have a lot of people playing in the hub zone, the Shard's Landing, because it has the most content of any of the zones that we put in for this expansion. So there's a lot of content here. We've got kind of an open crater that actually, Julie, you can kind of talk about how the Shard landed, but this has one of the biggest pieces of the Shards that's landed here, of course, why it's called Shard's Landing, and it has a great underground city.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to how the Shard itself landed. I mean, it just exploded down onto Norath and created a giant crater out in the middle of this zone.
It fell out of the sky. It landed. Here it is.
It went up, came down.
It didn't do a dance or anything as it was coming down. Yeah.
You want to go take a look at it?
Let's go.
All right.
Julie, already there? No?
Nope. I thought we were going to actually run naturally to the zone line.
I think we are.
No, we're not. We're going the wrong way. We're going to Sarah.
Nope.
Don't follow me. I will lead you to your death, I promise. So.
All right, Julie, head on through to Shards and go ahead and summon both Rob and I.
I'm just going to run out here and take a look at some of the fauna and see if I can not get myself killed, because it's kind of become a standard fare that I usually get myself killed within the first 10 minutes, and we're starting to push it, so...
Well, it was funny. I told Thom, I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to have to invis him? I said, because, you know, even with the GM buff on, you were going to get aggro, and it was going to be a mess, and, you know.
Yeah, invising me is usually, I think, works out. But then I just throw myself off of, like, zone lines, and...
Yeah.
It's Fathom's running behind me, like, what are you... Don't swim.
Well, if you want to die, there's plenty of ways we can kill you, so...
I think Thom's trying to beat me to it.
Oh, we were rescued.
Oh.
I was really sad. I thought we were actually going to play. I thought we were going to play as a group and go through some of these zones.
We can do that if you would like at some point. I just
I think it'd be fun and an excuse to play while I'm at work. So.
I'll make sure to talk to the PR people when we're done here and see if we can set that up.
Well, on buffed up characters, killing mobs pretty easily, or the potential to do that, we might be ruining it for other people right now.
Oh, we would just go back and do like the new player experience like we did last time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we could do that. I thought Rob was going to have an excuse why we could just go ahead and keep killing things.
Well, there's always that. Oh, yeah, we are on a live server. I forget about that.
Yeah. And as you can tell, there's like quite a few people in Shard's Landing, so. The zone's massive. You may not actually run into people, but there's, you know, at least 60 right now in the game or in this zone.
It's like the Crystal Stonehenge.
Yeah. It kind of is. It really is. And you've only seen a little bit of it. That's like the tiny one. That's the baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the baby formation.
All right, so okay, we're gonna head over to the crater.
Sure. You guys should have a map. Yes? No?
M. No, I don't have a map. But
Oh, I'm such a cheater. Should just leave you guys in the dust. You'd be lost.
yeah, I don't seem to have a map of Shard's Landing.
All right, Julie, why don't you go ahead and go up to like one of the side areas, and you can just summon us. There you go.
So yeah, that's the big giant crystal that fell from the sky. You can see why it did a lot of damage.
Very much so. These little rings, are they kind of like little portals to anywhere?
Exactly. The NPCs, the people who first discovered Shard's Landing, started to build these portals to different zones that have also been affected by a crystal falling.
So what we've done here is, with the content that we built in all of the new zones, you can discover a portal back to Shard's Landing. So you're kind of opening up pathways the more that you adventure into the expansion, and making travel a little bit easier as well. So all the different portals you can see right there, and we're going to go ahead and have Julie summon us to the entrance to check out the lower level.
All right, sounds great.
So, Julie, summon when ready.
Okay. I didn't realize that you had just sent me that message. I'm sorry, Thom.
How many zones did you guys add in with this expansion?
Well, with this expansion, we added in 6 new zones, and then we took 3 additional zones, and we created like a reimagination of the zones.
Mm-hmm.
And what that allowed us to do is really play into some great storylines that we've had over the years. So we brought back some familiar, foes to the game the players enjoyed killing and fighting against, and we brought back some new storylines, and we changed all the content in each of those 3 zones. So one, you've got the nostalgic feel that players really enjoy, and then all the quests have changed. And first and foremost with this expansion, Rob, what players have been experiencing and giving us the feedback on is that we built this expansion with the focus to tell the expansion while playing. We didn't want you to read a lot of text. We do have quest lines you're going to have to read to understand, but we wanted you to experience the game through playing, and we did a great job with it.
Is a lot of it group content focused, or is it solo content? Because I know I don't really want to necessarily call them peers, but your friends, I guess, maybe that work on EQ2, they had an expansion at the same time, and they went a very solo-friendly route. Is that something you guys did as well, or?
Well, we have to make a conscious effort to create content for our solo players, for our smaller group players, all the way up to our raiders. So our raid, I believe our raid total is probably 10 to 20% of our players are also contributing in raids.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And so, Julie, you can kind of talk about one of the things that she wanted to do. Everybody has a requirement to put something in the game for the expansion, and Julie had to do X, Y, and Z. But when she had extra time, Julie, what did you spend your time doing?
Killing halflings. Really, I mean, that's kind of what I do every expansion. But I really wanted to add just an overarching quest that kind of, played on that theme of killing halflings or halflings in general. So I put in my own stuff, and I think all of us on the team, we all had those kind of special little quests that we wanted to put in. So, like I know here in Shard's Landing, Dazarn, also known as Chris, I mean, there's a lot of little, secret, things that players can do, and a lot of really cool lore in the zone. Just extra things that he did on his own free time. We all really focus on the story.
So per zone with this expansion, the content is richer and there's more of it. Um, we're always trying to be careful to put in as much content as possible, but with having requirements to ship things at by a certain period of time, a lot of focus was let's make sure that we link up the storylines, the travel is meaningful when you go from one zone to another, that there is something that you can do along the way. There is a reason to go there. So content was a big focus.
Were there any, no, that's quite all right. Were there any new features or any new systems that you added in with this expansion? I know Heroes Forge was prior to this. It was part of the last, just something you guys added in during the time frame of the last expansion. But
well, yes, and actually, I was just going to say, hey, make sure you come to me. This is where we start to kind of see a little bit different colors, and this is kind of the atrium. All you hydroponic growers out there, let us know what we're doing right and wrong. We got a little bit more color, and it just keeps going. There's a lot of content in here. Features, yes, plenty of features. So, actually, Julie and I were just talking about this before we came on with you. When we put in the bazaar, the offline brokering, we've always had brokering in the game, but in order to stay and sell items, you had to always be logged into the game. So people make money, platinum, by selling items, and unfortunately they were logged in 24/7 most cases. We even have some players that stay in weeks at a time.
that could be terrible back in the days of dial-up. You definitely would have got a second dedicated phone line for that.
Exactly. All right. Well, this is a good look at shards. Why don't we head to the next zone, Julie, if you want to go ahead and start prepping, and I'll talk about some of the features. So with the bazaar, we wanted to make sure you could do some offline brokering, and so you can log out while you're selling items. So when you log back in and you've had your items for sale for a while, you are coming back to riches. So hopefully they'll be right in your bank account. And but one of the cool features that I liked was we created a mechanism so that you can access the bazaar from right where you're standing. So if you wanted to right now, you can click on the EQ button, actions, and then bazaar, and you can search
Chrono. Search Chrono.
Yeah, here you go. So let's see what chronos are going for these days. I see 400,000 and 370,000 plat. That's a little more than the server I'm playing on.
Me too. Me too.
So that's what $18 buys you these days.
Pretty much.
On this server.
Pretty much.
My server buys a lot less.
But the cool part about finding stuff in the bazaar now is if you're out adventuring, you don't have to run back to the city to go pick up items. You can have it delivered right to you. We gave some free tokens that you can do this with, but if you want to, keep doing it, they do cost money. I can't remember what the breakdown is. I could look real quick, but I think they're about 5 to 10 cents.
Yeah, they're really pretty cheap. I think 10 cents.
Putting the micro into the micro transaction there.
Yeah, it's a small fee. We did bundle it, to make it worth buying.
Worth it. It's so worth it.
Well, at 5 to 10 cents each, if you just had people with a credit card on file, they'd be like, oh, okay. Then they get their bill at the end of the month. Like, oh, okay.
Well, you can buy them in bundles.
Talk about nickel and diamond yourself.
Yeah. No, it's good because you can buy them. You can buy them in a bundle, so you only have to pay that one time, and then
But I use it all the time, Rob.
Yo.
And I know people are probably shaking their head.
No, those convenience items, those are the ones in games for me that it's like, oh, I need those. Like especially if you have teleportation scripts or something like that, you just hit a button and you go to where you want to go to the quest giver. Those are awesome.
Well,
when you've completed the quest, go back to them.
Are you listening to that suggestion, Thom?
No, I ignore it just like I do everybody else.
Right, there's going to be a fight in the dev team. Watch out.
I'm a dancer now. Somebody threw a costume on me or something.
You're a princess puppet. It's
yes.
lovely.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, looking very masculine. But you know, I'm lazy, Rob, so I'm always looking for those you know, cutting the corner to get things done. You know, get those deliver it right to me. You know, can somebody go get me a beer, please? Yeah.
Slash beer in game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you guys have Slash Pizza? That was you, right?
That was us. I don't know
I
if it's EQ. It was Sony. Sony did. So we had Slash Pizza at one point.
I believe it was EQ2 that tried it out.
Gotcha.
All right.
Great idea, by the way.
Pioneers.
So now we are in Grelith Palace. So
Of filth.
the Chateau of Filth. This zone was created by the power of the shards with one of these, and we keep passing them, but one of the creatures,
Swine tour.
the swine tour, if you're looking at them, they're so sexy.
Yeah.
The
The female version's much better.
Oh.
kind of pig people, and they were found at the bottom of the Resplendent Temple, and Julie did a lot of, actually all the content in that zone for VOA. And so they took the power over here, created this zone primarily built on trash and filth and muck.
Like any good pig would.
Pigs. Yeah.
Let's keep them from getting sunburnt. Come on.
All right, let's see. How far away is the entrance now?
That's got to be one hungry animal. This poor Braxy. The other ones had like fields of grass to eat. This one's like, I got fields of pig
Trash.
food to eat.
Now, this zone was populated, I believe, by our designer known as Chris Black, also known his.
This is
design.
actually. Oh, sorry. It's populated by Deep Jansen.
Oh, okay, perfect. So
Chris
the design of this zone was to be somewhat, you know, similar to gameplay in like Dragon Scale Hills. So you can go to the zone and you can actually grind out levels, AAs, item searching, and we were right in front of the statue that was built by Trash in the form of Grelith.
And there's a little crystal shard here. So are these throughout the new 6 zones? We'll find these crystal fragments just randomly littering the landscape to kind of tie the whole experience together?
Yeah, you will. In all of the outdoor zones, the new zones, you're going to find these crystals. Obviously, in the dungeons, you may see a piece of the shard in the ceiling, but you're not going to see it littered all over the floor in the dungeon. But you can definitely see the crystal's effects on the population. And a lot of times, just the zone, if you don't actually see the crystals, you can see the fear kind of affecting the zone.
Whoever did the pig face here, they did a really good job. It's better than what I would have expected.
Oh, that was modeled after my my family.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, I'm as a player of EverQuest for at least the past decade, I'm really surprised at just how much the art has been able to keep up with the times, because some of these models look like they could be in a brand new game.
How hard is that something to deal with from a design perspective when the technology has increased and you can do better with things that you have now, but you kind of want to keep it thematically similar to things you have in the past, so you can't just slap it on there and be like, oh, it looks nothing like anything else in the game, but hey, we can do it, so let's do it.
yeah, well, there's
Okay.
there's limitations, obviously, with the game being this old, with the engine, but yeah, the art team has just done an amazing job at creating content that would just superseded everybody's expectations. I mean, that's the best thing when you have people looking at our zones, the NPCs, and some people mistake it for EQ2. It's close, but we definitely have less that we can do, but we push it to the limit. The designers, they also do an amazing job. This is something that we're always trying to increase the functionality and the tool sets that we have to make them better and better, so that Julie can do her job. And it gets tough for them at times, but they do a tremendous job.
Okay, so I am complete. Oh, there, you found me. There we go.
I cheated.
Let's get. I was gonna say I am totally lost, just running around.
Well, there's an entrance right over here. Julie, if you want to move forward to one of the bottomless pit areas, we can actually cascade down into the bottom of Grella's Palace.
So what's one of the things that the players have kind of taken you by surprise with this expansion? Like they're either focused on or they're just doing that you're like, oh, I didn't really see that one coming.
That's a great question, Rob. We were talking about that ahead of meeting with you, and I think one of the things that always pops out for us is when we do a level cap for the expansion, we expect and hope that our players will be playing that for quite some time. Well, I would say for the majority of our players that's true, but there are some just incredible time spent by some of our players where they're going to get to the top level within a day or two. It just amazes me. I mean, that's just dedication. I can't imagine doing that so quickly. But in general, what do they do that has amazed us? And I can't really think of anything right now. And Julie was having a hard time when I posed a question to her.
Okay. How many I guess I'm assuming you did raise the level cap with this expansion. How many levels did you take it up?
We made it all the way up to level 100. EverQuest is at 100 now. So it was 5 levels. It was 95 before with VOA.
Okay. Did you introduce new alternative advancements?
We did introduce some upgrades to existing alternate advancements. We've got some brand new ones coming really soon.
Now, Julie's letting you know that we have a game content release that we're working on that's going to tie into to what we just released in November. We are doing things a little bit different, where we're actually going to be releasing more content, more zones throughout the year versus just at one time for an expansion. So we did 5 levels. There were new spells, new AAs. We had pretty much what you find in a expansion every single time, but the flavor was the biggest thing that we pushed on. And coming up soon, we're going to be doing a little bit more with AAs and spells that players were probably expecting, but we chose to do it at a later time. And so they're going to be very happy to hear what we have coming probably March and April.
I think mages will be really happy. I only say that because I worked on magician stuff. So.
All right, there you go. You heard it here first. Mages happy soon. I was injured by falling.
I thought it was funny to point out. You can still hurt yourself by falling.
But did I die? Because I haven't died yet.
If you die, we can make that happen easily.
It's not in keeping with the nature.
I'll just turn you into a halfling, and then you'll probably die within a few seconds. So.
Yeah, let's not do that then. All right, so we did talk about that you have Thom. Your job is to kind of control the resources and make sure you guys make money. Given that you didn't have to concern yourself with about being profitable, and that if I gave you an unlimited amount of resources and just said, here, do what you want, what would you do?
I'd probably travel.
Okay, that's a great answer. Would you go learn about Cuba?
Yeah, exactly.
So, other than that, let's think more. What would you do within EverQuest?
All right. So after I was finished traveling and I came back to reality and I had all these resources, We would probably take all of the lists that we have come up with over the years, that magical list that you're talking about, of all the things that we wanted to do, and we never stop short of coming up with new ideas. With a game this big, with technology, that's new out there, we see what other games are doing. We measure that towards our game to see if it's worth doing, if it's something that might be part of EverQuest or not, and
we fight about it.
Yeah, that cage match.
Yeah.
But I would say we'd probably change player character models. We'd probably do a new change. Oh, hey, we're starting to aggro.
Oh.
Hey, check that out.
I'm going to climb back up this rope then. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no,
My pet can handle it.
Yeah, come on and join us. So, actually, we are fighting if you come through that tunnel right there. So what would we do? I would say that one of my first things I'd probably do is we'd probably change player character models. Julie, you had a couple that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I don't know if the team would necessarily agree with me, but there's a lot of things. Like if we had an unlimited budget and I could do whatever I wanted to, yeah.
Success, you killed me.
Oh, you're dead?
I am dead.
How did that happen?
A group of undead clerics started pounding on me, and the next thing I knew, it's like, Ghost has been killed by an undead cleric.
Just so you know, we're going to get CS is going to get lots of reports of cheaters. Like, somebody just magically made these mobs disappear. It's going to happen.
So, okay, so let's pretend that you don't have the unlimited resources, and you were doing, Reign of Fear again. What's something that you would have done differently from what you did do?
I'd probably keep in line with what we did. A lot of the storylines that we have with Reign of Fear was a discovery of an area from within the game. So, for example, we're in the Chapter House of the Fallen. It is a continuation of the storyline from the original Befallen Zone. And that's something that I really enjoy. Is something that I've played before in the past, and now we have additional storyline. This is an area that I loved, especially being a paladin. You have a lot of undead content, and this is a zone that I expect to spend a lot of time in. But it's also that storyline, and this is a great dungeon crawl zone, so you can kind of keep going, and then as you move forward, you've got mobs respawning behind you, so you're always going to want to move forward.
It's great for paladins, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's a very good distinction to make too. That this is like an open dungeon area. This isn't some place on a world that's stuck inside of an instance. Correct. This is something where players will just be in here interacting, fighting over mobs.
Oh, certainly, and it looks like there are how many people?
A few people.
Yeah, there's only about 4 other people in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 4 other people. So we won't tick off too many people. But yeah, this is a nice open area, and you've got choices everywhere you can, anywhere you want to go. And here's some more.
But we're going to aggro everything because we don't have Invis versus Undead on right now, and there's lots of Undead. So.
That's it. So, oh yeah, did Rob get the appropriate buff?
He did. Now that he's died, he can have his buff.
I'm actually going to range attack this time since I'm a ranger, and maybe that'll help out a little bit.
Yeah,
I really wish my mage had her new AAs. It'd be so much better.
Hey, Rob, mind not sitting on the fence over there and just relaxing and help out?
I'm trying. I'm attacking this fallen knight. I was shooting him. I saw my little arrows go off. Now it's like,
I really like the storylines that we have, and I would probably push on the team to kind of traverse back through the game to some degree and bring out those old stories, some lore that we've had in the past, and see if we can reinvigorate it and build some content around it.
So what's your favorite zone in this expansion?
Thom or me?
Go ahead, Julie. Well, mine might be the same one as yours. I love this chapter house because I do play a paladin, so I can go hunt undead.
Yeah, I'm unbiased. I mean, I love the art of the zone that I worked on, which was Breeding Grounds. But I think Shard's Landing really has the most flavor. I mean, every NPC that you see in there, it wasn't just accidentally placed. Like, it was placed there for a reason. It has a purpose. If it's a cook, you can see it cooking something. If it's lazy, it's probably walking a little slower. I mean, Chris Desarn really put a lot of thought and detail into every single creature that's in that zone. So it really comes to life, and you can see that. You can see the players can see that. You go into that zone, and it has more people in it than any other zone this expansion. Like, you just did a wonderful job with bringing that zone to life.
Yeah, one of the other pieces that players may not even notice is that the lighting and the mob. So in those huts that you see when we were looking at all the portals and shards, they come out and light the fires at night, and then to warm up. And then when it comes back to the daytime, they kind of go back into their hut. So there's a lot more action, a lot more flavor that we built into the game.
So do you like the purple and the blue? I love the color scheme here. It's really pretty.
All right, so Thom, and this one's for you because you were the producer and you had to be the person to stop the fights. What were you most proud of your team, and this could be Julie, for accomplishing with this expansion?
I think the best part about my job is being involved with all the collaboration. We have, this started, the Reign of Fear started probably a year ago. And it first starts off with actually a year and a half probably. We have a pitch process. We go through storylines and the different types of zones, and we have the presentation of what we're trying to build. So like I said, our focus was telling the game, and uh-oh, did Ellie leave?
Yeah, I ditched you guys.
Oh, okay. Just making sure you didn't die.
No. Come on.
I'm really proud of. We've added people in the last year to our team. We have a bigger count of employees and designers, artists, and programmers on our team than we did the year before, and so we brought on some new blood, and they've really paid off working with our veterans. And I'm proud of everybody working together. I don't really have headaches on the team. This team is awesome. We know how to make content. We know how to make games, and we're a great cycle. I love this team, and I'd say probably just the collaboration and actually delivering what we said we were going to deliver and doing that through the story.
What do you think of that answer, Julie?
I think it's true. For me personally, I loved being able to make quite a few raids this expansion and put in a bonus raid. I kind of wanted to, try, in my extra time, add something a little extra. I love doing raids. I love, doing them on live and doing them, in game. So it was something that I felt was worthwhile to make an extra one. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the team for coming up with some great quest lines. I think every year it's getting better, the story for Everquest. So
how many raids did you squeeze in on this expansion?
Gosh, in total, I guess it depends on how you count them, because North Temple of Ishan could be considered multiple raids because there's tons of raid and cat type encounters in there. But I think it was 14. Not me. I didn't make 14. Obviously, the team I think came up with 14. Does that number sound correct to you, Thom, or am I just being a big fat liar?
On the raid count?
Yeah.
I think we were a little bit higher, I thought.
Really?
I don't have the numbers,
Maybe.
but I try to steer away from the numbers
Yeah.
because we'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 42, and then we're going to have to make 42 raids. This album, I'd be happy if they said that, but...
Yeah. After we get done killing this filthy rat, is there another zone you'd like to show off before we run out of time?
Julie, yeah, why don't you show off breeding grounds?
I know, that's why I was here. I was like, I love this zone.
Yeah,
I
you were talking about it, and I was like, I don't think we were there, but I don't want to put my foot in my mouth either, so I'll just... Like,
You'd remember it. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, Rob, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Do you like dragons?
I'm a fan.
You're a fan of dragons?
I am a fan. I like that little one right there, your young dragon.
Baby dragons.
Baby dragons.
In a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a dragon lover, where do you sit?
I'd probably be about an 8.
About an 8? All right, Julie, why don't you find a location that might help Rob with his 8?
Well, there's lots of fire dragons in here.
There's quite a bit of dragons in here. And weren't you saying how these dragons are not just randomly placed? They're here for a reason?
No, these dragons are kind of some of them might be a little randomly placed. But,
I think it's a 1 now.
Shard's Landing. And are you going to die again?
No, but I did actually just run up this rock, and I think the steam vent, yep,
Yeah.
popped me out or something. There we go. Oh, there's a portal. See ya. Did it
So
work?
the breeding grounds.
It worked. I didn't
Oh
think
my God, you died!
No, I ran through the portal.
Oh.
I'm going to Shard's Landing. I didn't think it was going to work. It did.
Of course it works.
I'll turn around and go back.
If you can.
Wow.
Okay.
So the coolest part here, once you move to another spot, Julie, one of the other areas.
I will.
Okay,
try
it tells me I'm entering the breeding grounds.
Killed.
All right. If you look up as well, Rob, you're going to see dragons flying around the area as well as being, on the ground. So this zone is wall-to-wall dragons.
In my silliness, I crashed the client.
I hope.
Really?
Yes, I did.
What are you running on there? A little old 386 or something?
Yeah.
My first.
No, it's like it's nothing top of the line. It's like an i7 930. So it's about 3 years old or so, 4 years maybe.
That's not too bad.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
All right. So let's fill in the gap while you're trying to get back into the game. There's a couple other zones that we wanted to take you to, but I think that you're running out of time. And
oh, I'm not. I just I don't want to steal your time. So I've got plenty of time if you got some more stuff you want to show off.
Oh, we got a couple more, sure.
Okay.
So we'll show you some other nice shots of breeding grounds, and then maybe we'll head over to Eventil, Julie, and we can probably close up shop there. And Eventil has a nice story behind it. So we actually had basically through the Shards landing in Eventil the Violet Oak. The zone is predominantly a giant tree that you adventure in. So you go in through the trunk and you kind of traverse through to the top and fight your way through the canopies. It's just huge. It is a massive zone that's all pretty much within a tree.
I am back with inside the breeding grounds.
All right.
And I'm probably not... Oh, there we go. Thank you. Could have ended badly.
So the breeding grounds has a lot of color. I mean, you came in, it was... it had one appearance to it.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's even a little bit more, very colorful. And Julie, you populated this zone, correct?
I did, and that's the funny thing because you said earlier, like, there's one thing you could change, and I think I would say, like, as much as I love dragons, maybe not as many dragons, because I know I have friends that play that are going through, and they're like, there's just too many. There's just you need to cut this down. There's too many dragons. So.
What was the flow in the last room along the top? It looked like there was some kind of material flowing through. Oh, hey, there's a big dragon.
That was actually, it was like, you know, an essence of fear, essentially, because that was the main room where the crystal had fallen through Dragon Necropolis, pierced the crematorium, and just fell down into this cavern below that no one knew existed. And yeah, that's just the essence of fear floating around there, affecting all the dragons and the adventurers that come in as well. Actually, these are tiny dragons. They're small.
Well, when you're not expecting them, it's like, oh, hey, dragon in my face.
Small dragons that will still kill you.
Right. You were. Is there any other? I guess we've seen
Key
3.
points to this zone?
Yeah. There you go. Key points to the zone.
What else you want to show off, Julie?
We can go on to the Vile Oak.
Okay. All right, you go on ahead, and then I
will be here all day, and I'll be like, look at this, look at this. It'll get really boring.
So we're going to go look at the tree then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're going to go look at the tree. Yeah, enjoy it, Rob.
Yeah. But this tree will give you nightmares.
Why don't you go ahead and aggro the zone there, Rob?
I think I did. I think you did, actually.
Did you guys just run into an egg? Because if you did, I will love that.
No, but his Merc got an ice wing.
Oh.
And I think an Elder Ice Wing is
piece of cake.
heading on me too.
If you guys need a res, just let me know.
That very well could be a very real possibility for me. Nah, I think we're doing okay here.
So some of the other features that we launched with the Reign of Fear, I thought this would be a good time to introduce them. Oops, there we go. I almost crashed too because I hit a button on my headset that actually opens up another application, which is bad. So here we go. So we put in a Slayer system. So what you can do if you are fighting dragons, you can actually get credit for killing, like 100 dragons, and you will now be given a special ability to use on dragons when you fight them in the future. So think about all the different types of mobs we have in the game. You can gain special abilities to fight those the more that you kill.
So if I kill 100 Hungry Fear Blossoms, I'll be able to attack plants better?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
Getting started right on that, huh?
What's that?
I think the best thing too about the Slayer system. I mean, one of the best things, at least my guild, I see them cracking up all the time whenever somebody completes an achievement, are actually the names of the achievements. Because if you just do /ACH, you'll see like the Slayer tab. And you can just scroll through some of these names, and some of them are better than others, but
Megadeth.
they're good. Yeah, they're good for a few chuckles. So you see somebody in your guild, just completed like Megadeth, and
or don't bug
doesn't
me.
play well with others.
Exactly. there's an achievement for everything. Like for killing halflings, you have an achievement for that. So
You really don't like those halflings, do you?
You have to understand, I'm 6'1". I'm not a big fan of the short races.
Oh, okay.
Or people with furry feet. I don't know.
If you're 6'1", I must have stretched.
Why does everyone always say that? They're like, you must be 6'2" because I'm 6'3". Like,
I
no,
think
it's
you're
not.
6'1" with shoes on, maybe. So I don't know if you can see that ugly face there off to the side, Rob.
Which side?
That big tree that has a big face.
Oh, yes,
on
I see it.
There you go.
It's really far away.
That's really far away because it looks.
Yeah, I mean, it looks. You can't really get a feel for just how massive that thing is.
Oh, hey.
Actually, I'm going to make a run towards it.
Oh.
Yeah, I made a run for it, and I found a crack in the ground.
That's what I heard about you. Yeah?
Oh, living sap. I told you, I have a propensity for dying. It's kind of my thing.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Now you have a new last name, Ghost. Though it doesn't sound as good as I thought it was going
Destroyer
to sound.
of Tormax's sphere. And the sap is gone.
All right. So I'm making my way up into the tree. I don't know if you can see me. There's actually some other people that are coming out of it.
Oh, I tried to jump. Man, I did not clear it. And I got a hungry snake.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you the tree, how it's kind of held on to the giant shard that landed here, and it actually grew up around it, but it's still holding it, and it's where it's kind of gaining all of its power.
Okay.
And then we're going to jump to the canopy so you can see how far up you are. And don't jump off.
All right. I will not.
All right. I don't know if you can get to the middle very easily, Julie.
You mean at the top?
Well, we can go to the top, or if you want to try
Yeah.
to get to the fear shard.
Yeah. I'm just afraid of turning collision off and going through the walls here because it might affect what everyone else is doing.
Right.
Like I said, poor CS, they're going to get lots of, I'm sure, lots of reports of us hackers.
Now, we also put in an aggro meter, so the next time we start fighting something, you can see within your target what your percentage of aggro that you have against that mob. So if you're the kind that plays the game and always pulls aggro when you're not supposed to, this will really help you out and probably make quite a few friends now.
Yeah. People want to play the game with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my poison frog just disappeared.
I killed it. I'm nice like that. Unless you really, I can make you another poison frog.
No, that's okay.
If you want to fight it.
We already upset the natural balance of things.
All right, are we there yet, Tom?
We are almost there. I'm here.
And now I'm well. Good. Then I'm just going to go to you and cheat.
There you go. Wow, there's a few.
And
Hey, there's that my poison frog's back.
Friends with us, with him.
So now, when you're fighting one, look in the target window, and you can kind of see what your percentage is.
I've got 6% aggro on him.
And it's not really a percentage right now.
It's it's not a percentage. I mean, I see 12 and out of 100, and my tank, Vidal, whatever her name is, I didn't give her that name, by the way, and she's got 100%.
And I've got 537.
I'm really just trying to figure out why you have somebody else that doesn't have a shield tanking for you when you have a shield.
It's because he's a bad tank.
I'm not a very good tank there, Rob. Thanks for pointing that out.
You're very welcome. Not a very good EverQuest player, so.
I wasn't going to say it, but...
Feel bad.
All right, let's head on to the canopy if you want to go ahead and say goodnight to these, Julie.
And I won't jump. Promise.
Oh, goodness. I don't even have enough room on my extended target window for all of these mobs that you pulled, Rob.
I was just trying to run up the tree and find you guys, and then you summoned me, and I guess they came with me.
See, I think you're just an experienced EverQuest player. You're not telling us this because you seem really good at making trains.
Choo-choo!
Oh, yeah.
Run for the zone line. Run! Don't tell anybody train's incoming. There was a wall there.
Oh, great. That's where we came from. There we go.
Anyway, I'm trying to get up to the canopy.
Well, now Tom's Merc is pulling things. It's running around.
Put that crazy Merc away.
Tom's
Real
got a poisonous
players are
frog.
better than Mercs anyway, Tom. You know this.
Oh, I totally agree. I think Mercs are ruining the game.
Oh, they're not ruining the game. They're not ruining the game.
Someone's
well,
going
every
to quote
time
you
I
on that
play,
now. They're like,
I have
"Oh,
the
I
hardest
just."
time finding a group because everybody's used to playing with, a friend or two with their own, with their own mercs. It's crazy.
I've had really good experiences of just going to the camp that I need to do a quest, and usually somebody's like, hey, let's group up, And luckily for me, a lot of the time it's somebody who doesn't even care about looting things, so I get pretty much free XP and tons of loot. So, and a new friend. I can't believe you have trouble. You're on the wrong server. Come to my server.
I must be. I won't say which server it is. I bet maybe I should tell you. But anyways, even I joined a new guild. I moved to a new server, joined a new guild. They don't know who I am. I try to keep that a secret. And I definitely have to pay it forward. I definitely have to pay my dues. I've been volunteering for help, and if anybody needs help, I'm here. I can help. Because I'm hoping that I'll get some reciprocation on this.
So what happens when people do figure out who you are? You just
They
say,
don't.
oh, and you just disappear?
I log out, move my character to another server.
I think it's so funny because my guild, I've gotten other devs to join my guild. I've gotten some people in QA to join my guild, and there's probably 6 of us, and they have no clue. Our guild has absolutely no idea that anyone from Sony is in their guild. And I'm like, what if they just one day realize that their guild pretty much has 6 employees in it?
They probably want to know why they're not doing better on progression nights.
Yeah.
What is it? It's man, this stuff's hard.
They're pretty casual. I thought about joining a raiding guild recently. I've really thought about it, but then I thought, I don't know if I'd be able to play and not say, no, you guys are doing it wrong. This is how you have to do it right now.
It's no, this is how you do it, and you're like, no, this is how.
Some of the raids aren't the old tank and spink. They really require a lot of thought and a lot of strategy and a lot of following emotes, and you can do them wrong. You can have a bad strategy to do a raid, and it will result in failure. So that's why I was like, I can't do it. I can't join a raiding guild right now.
Yeah, I think the time commitment is huge.
It's not that bad.
No,
especially when you know the strats.
Well, I look at the schedule from some of the guilds because they send them to me when I'm trying to bring them into beta, and they are consistent. We raid, Thursday through Sunday. It's pretty. I think that's kind of a high commitment. I'm sure they share it, obviously.
If you were at SOE Live last year, our players did, they ran one of their own panels. It was something cool that we did at SOE Live for the first time, and one of the player panels was one of the top raiding guilds in Everquest, and a lot of players asked them, wow, is this joining your guild going to be a huge time commitment? And they really don't raid as often as you'd think. They raid a couple of hours a week, and they are still #1 in Everquest. So you can join a raiding guild, and it doesn't have to be this crazy second job commitment. You just got to be good. So there you have it, Tom. You just have to be good.
Well, I already told you,
to be a paladin that can tank frogs.
Yeah. On that note of being good, you guys introduced Player Studio. What are some of your favorite and good submissions you guys had so far? So how would I open it up? Is it under SC or EQ?
You can do SC, or you can type /market. I'm a big fan of / commands.
Okay. Here we go, /market.
Yeah, and if you see, we actually have a little tab for Player Studio items.
It's alphabetical, so it's a little bit further down. We're actually making some changes right now where we're going to make that a little bit more prominent, so you can see it at the top of the list, but also the items that we have right now. We have a lot of housing items, weapons, and shields. We're going to enable it in the near future so that when you are looking at ornamentations that we put into the game in the marketplace here, you're also going to see some of the player, or all of them, the Player Studio items. So that's something we launched, I believe it was on the 16th of January. No, excuse me. This was actually in December. Get my months mixed up. But the Player Studio launched, and we are getting some very cool submissions on weapons. Actually, it seems to have sparked more players because we have more submissions that we're going to be putting out. And starting Friday, and probably every Friday, we're going to have new items that are introduced. So we hope the best items will start to come up, and we are going to be putting in a system where we hope to have other submitters collaborating and commenting on other player submissions, so they can say, you know what, I really like that item. That one's really good. Or, here's an idea. Here's a suggestion. And hopefully by their communication and kind of ranking, they can actually pick some of the best items they think should go into the game.
This Kakvalas spent some time making some weapons.
Ah, yes, exactly.
I think I use one of his on one of my play characters. I do. I use one of the shields that he made. I think they're great. I love them. I like to promote them on my characters.
I like this one.
I actually have been buying a lot of the blocks and the housing pieces, so Icy Designs is somebody I'll throw out there.
Thom likes to build houses.
well, we just found out I'm a horrible tank, so I've been spending too much time in housing.
There we whatever makes you happy, Thom.
Hey, you mentioned earlier about Heroes Forge armor.
Yes.
That launched in the summertime in August, and it's been very, very successful. But it didn't come without its some negative feedback. Because of some of the tech that we have, it was designed a certain way. But we are actually improving the tech right now. We said we were going to make it better, and we're doing that right now. So we haven't made any recent announcements, so this is kind of semi-exclusive, that we will be trimming the fat, so to speak, reducing some of the bulkiness of the armor in the very near future. Very near future.
All right. So here, that actually brings me into my next question. Player Studio Hero Forge items?
We aren't saying no. There's a lot of work that we have to do on our side.
Yeah.
And part of the beginning pieces of the Player Studio is finding out what people can do. We have a wide range of people building items for the very first time, and also some people that have built items before, possibly with a different company, or just using tools and just knowing how to use those tools. So we're going to be moving on to other items, possibly helms, helmets, and maybe even Heroes Forge helmets, to try and see what they're capable of. But we have to kind of build them the base sets and allow them to work from that. And so that'll take a little bit of time. We have other things on the plate, but we have actually, we talked about it today, what we might be able to do. And there was a mention, I think, at the SOE Live about doing hairstyles, about doing house deeds. So we're going to be working on some of those items, and also looking at what players can also create because there's 3 categories right now. There's weapons, shields, and housing items. Now, if we have players building mounts and they're good, darn right we're going to put them in. So this could be very, very exciting for our players.
It's awesome. I ran ahead. I tried to kill the halflings to, do my part for killing halflings. Unfortunately, I was not able to kill them. However, I'm attacking a cloudburst whirlwind on the other side of the gate, and enjoying this forest that has all these neat crystals stuck in to the bases of trees. So I think we're going to see another vile terror tree like we just encountered.
Your extended target window blowing up. That is Thom getting lots of aggro again.
See, it wasn't me. Everybody was quick to blame me last time, but as it turns out, it was not me.
We're not playing for real.
I'm nowhere near that, though. Isn't that crazy?
I would have said, I've got to go to the store, guys. Sorry. I would have said that already as an excuse if we were playing as a real group. Got to AFK with you, and then kick Thom out. That's how you know if you're a bad player. If you get into a group and like 5 minutes later someone's got to go pick up their kid from school or finish their homework or go to the store, then it's just don't want to group with you.
What if they really had to go pick their kid up from school?
Yeah. Usually it's like, I've got girlfriend aggro or husband aggro.
Well, I know that's a lie.
That's what right? No. We don't have time for relationships when we play EQ. No.
Boy, there's some horrible jokes in there that I'm just
I
going
know. I know.
Back away. Back away from the stereotyping.
That's not true, though. We've had players that have met in Everquest and get married at Fanfare. Well, what was formerly known as Fanfare. So.
We actually have employees that they married their spouse because of the game.
We have people that have kids that named their children after their characters.
That might be a little bit.
You could really tell. At least it wasn't something crazy. Like Phantom.
Yeah, I've got plenty of people naming their kids Thom. You know, it's amazing. This is long.
Tom's son's name's Fathom.
No, not Fathom. That's pretty. I wouldn't name my kid Fathom. You're crazy if you're doing that. All right, so we are in the Valley of King Zorb. Valley of King Zorb is another opportunity that allowed us to bring back an old foe, and King Zorb, of course, is the name. This was a mob that was in the game and basically kind of trapped for quite a while. And with the power of the shard, he's kind of created this new valley, and he's going to be taking his, revenge out on the halflings. So this is something that Julie is very excited about.
So she wants to help him.
I know. You know, it's a good idea. I should just put an alternate quest line in this zone where you can just help Zorb instead of defeat him. Thank you for that idea.
There you go.
In my free time.
All right. Well, we've kind of taken up a lot of your time, Rob, so why don't we go ahead and wrap it up with you and answer any last questions you might have?
I was just going to say, take this opportunity to get any last statements in that you wanted. If there was something that we didn't get a chance to look at, just to briefly mention it.
Well, let's see. You have a lot of energy and run around a lot. I am a horrible tank. And Julie seems to be the only person who knows what they're talking about around here.
Hey, at least how to play the game.
So those are all new bits of information. No, this is cool, Rob. As always, it's been a great time, and I think we've naturally kind of burned the clock, but it's all having fun.
Yep.
Yeah, this is our 19th expansion. We've got some new stuff that we're doing. We're going to be continuing the Reign of Fear storyline very soon. Like again, I mentioned March, April timeframe. We're going to have some more zones. We're going to have some more information on AAs and spells. And we're doing a better fit with our Heroes Forge armor. So I think the players are going to really like that, because if there was anybody that did not like the look of it originally, we're changing it. So we're sizing it down. It's going to be a lot tighter fit. And
so save those pieces for the bazaar, because people are going to want to spend a lot more money on those in the near future. That's what I'm doing. Stockpile while you can.
All right. So the last question I have is going to be for Julie, and that's because Julie has been and talked about it, such a long time EverQuest player, and I have to say probably knows more about the lore than Thom at this point.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Okay.
I'm definitely not the best with the lore on the team.
Can you name all the expansions in order?
Oh my goodness. I can. Yeah.
Without looking it up on a wiki.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. So, the first one was Runes of Kunark, right? And
Yeah.
then I'm guessing Shadows of Lucklin. No wait.
Oh.
No wait. Scars of Velius. Right? And then Lucklin.
Yep.
Planes of Power. I don't know. Do you consider Legacy of Yakesha? It wasn't an expansion, right?
Yes, it was considered an expansion.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Is that the answer you're going with, though?
I don't know. Why? Are you gonna correct me?
If you need to be corrected, of course I will.
Well, I didn't know if it came. Legacy of Yakesha came before Gates of Discord. And it's Planes of Power, right? Then Legacy of Yakesha, right?
Yeah, you're jumping all over the place. So, you went ROK, Scars of Elias, Shadows of Lucklin, and then what was your next answer?
Planes of Power.
Okay.
And then I said Legacy of Yakesha.
You're good.
Right? And then I said Gates of Discord, right?
Are you asking?
I know, because that's the one. Yeah, because that's the one that kicked my guild's ass. Like, I still have like secret desire to go in and change all of that because it was really hard.
It's my understanding that you may have skipped one in between the Legacy of Yakesha and Gates of Discord.
Oh, Lost Dungeons of Norath. That's not really again. It's hard for me to think of that as.
If you're counting 19, that's
yeah.
one.
Okay. Right,
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
Gates of Discord, Omens of War, which I never really experienced myself. Dragons of Norath, Depths of Dark Hollow, Prophecy of Ro, the Serpent Spine, which I really liked that one, and the Buried Sea. I liked that one as well. And then this is when we started to get the Furiona, not so great Furiona on the cover. We had Secret Spade. What? No, I love Kunok Furiona. Is my favorite Furiona ever.
Well, Rob, I don't know if you know this, but Julie has dressed up as Furiona V in the back.
I have not. Well, I have not. I dressed up as a corpse. I want to dress up as Furiona V this year. So Seas of Destruction, and then the rest are super easy. Underfoot, House of Bull, Veil of Alaris, and Reign of Fear. So it wasn't perfect, but it's good effort.
It's pretty good. You only missed the one. Stumbled around at the beginning. But, you know, hey.
That's a really good one. That was a fun. Lost Ninja Roth was fun.
14 years worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And pictures or it didn't happen is what I'm getting. So if you guys want to forward those through, I'm sure people over at the PR will make sure we get them. We can put them up on the article next week.
Oh, certainly. Actually, Julie, you did better than I did. I was stuck after Legacy of Yakesha, and I was starting to mix them up a little bit. But yeah, good job.
All right. So thanks again for your time, everybody. We appreciate it. And that's about all I got for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It was fun.
You're very welcome.
Next we're gonna play, right?
We'll have to set it up.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. Good night.
All right. See you, Rob.